and African immigrants, and criminal justice reform for African Americans, founded by on September 3rd, 17, on Zuccotti Park, located in New York City, Wall Street financial district, fighting against economic inequality. It gave rise to the city to the wilder occupied Wall Street in the United States and the world, founded by yours truly, Jairo Andres, Ava Comedian Podcast, CEO of aka CEO of Afro Latino Immigrant Society, aka Questions and Responses, aka Riscamara de Rasta the Professor, aka Nene, aka Ay Dios mío, tú hablas español. In this segment of QNR, we will be tracking the coronavirus most of all, and we're going to be talking about this breaking news, breaking news, breaking. It keeps breaking so much. I don't know why this person keeps breaking so much. Breaking news: Boris Johnson, PM, admitted to hospital over virus. PM Boris Johnson. Can you believe that? The Prime Minister of England has been admitted to the hospital. Quarantine nation. Boris Johnson. I'm gonna get some more people to come through. Make sure y'all like the everything. Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of England. The Prime Minister of John.
Or hate him. You simply can't ignore him.
Can you get me a run? Great supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
As London Mayor, he became king of the photo op. Although they didn't always go without slip-ups. He became a leading advocate for Brexit, attempting to explain the evils of EU membership through the waiving of different foods.
Kipper. He has had his costs massively increased by Brussels bureaucrats who have insisted that each kipper must be accompanied by a plastic ice pillow.
It turns out that probably isn't true, but it's not the only big claim by Boris to come under scrutiny.
You lied to the people of London in your own shit stuff. That figure represents accurately the gross sum.
But the gross sum is meaningless. You've got the rebate, you've got the public subsidy, so the true sum is 161 million, as best as anyone can get. Right.
Which is not certainly itself to be sneezed at.
He's often been accused of running from difficult questions. Finding ingenious methods to avoid being pinned down by journalists. And of course, he's always played down his chances of becoming PM in the past.
As I've said many times before, and I've used all sorts of expressions to describe what is the impossibility, the agility. It is not going to happen. It is more likely that, as I say, I will be reincarnated as a or not in a disused fridge or decapitated by a flying frisbee.
He even ruled himself out of the last Tory leadership contest with this self-assessment.
I have concluded that person cannot be me.
But the Back Boris campaign has carried him all the way to number 10. This is going to be eventful.
One of the great challenges in this world is knowing enough about
Is that you can't put it on your neck like this, you see? Once you take it off, here.
Yeah.
Once you take it off, you can put it on your neck like this.
Oh my God, you want so much.
So now I have to make sure there is something I can hang around with this.
Well, it's not supposed to be taken off. That's the idea.
Oh. Sit, stay. Wait. Yeah, up. Good. Something else to do. Right there. Go.
So, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been admitted to the hospital for tests. 10 days after testing positive for coronavirus, Downing Street has said. He continues to have persistent symptoms of coronavirus, a spokesman said. It was described as a precautionary step taken on the advice of his doctors. She added, the Prime Minister thanks to NHS staff for all the incredible and hard work and urges the public to continue to follow the government advice. So let's get back to the numbers, regardless of anything. So in Italy, they have 1,020 So in Italy, there's 128,948 cases. Out of those, 4,100 and 4,100 and no 4,316 new cases. In Italy, there's less cases, but they have way more deaths than us. So maybe the ventilators is something that is probably needed, and maybe we are trying. Hopefully, we're trying to use new drugs that would take usually a long time to get approved, but due to the nature of the case of the urgency for a lot of people, we can't wait for trials. We gotta just do them right away. If there's a possibility that you could save people, guess what? It's way better because look, the death rate percentage in Italy right now is 12.32. That is an alarming number, and that is an alarming number. Out of those, 3,977 are critical. So the numbers are going down. Hopefully, it will stay down. That was just the big surf. Recover in Italy are 21,815. In Spain, we got 138,000. 759 total cases. So 130,759 cases. Out of those, 5,951, 4,951 are new cases. Total rest in peace are 12,000. Again, another one with big numbers. Italy had more deaths than Spain, but Spain has a lot of more cases. Well, not really. We have more cases, but Italy and Spain are going neck to neck. As we know, I think they share a border. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're very close to each other. So, and the death rate, they're European countries that people travel very often. So, some of those people might live. Hold on, out of those, new deaths is 471. The death rate for Spain is a little bit lower. It's at 9.50. Critical is way more than Italy. It's currently 6,861. That's crazy numbers. (103 in Germany, 100,103 in Germany. Out of those, (3,729 New cases. 1,559 deaths. They're just good, those Germans. bit bigger, a little bit bigger. My ears were. Oops, my fat ass, my fat ass, my fat ass. Sorry about that noise. My wife says that this music is a little bit too peaceful. What you guys think, man? I just want to sound like a retail store. Why can't I sound like a retail store? I cannot sound like JCPenney is apparently. I'm not allowed to sound like JCPenney. But let's get back to this. So now let's go to Friends. In France, they have 88,305 cases. Total new cases is 1,873 new cases. Out of total deaths, they have 8,075 deaths. Wow, the deaths are by the thousands in a lot of country. I don't know if it hasn't hit hard in the United States, but it's not looking good, man. These numbers are atrocious. Like, total new deaths in France is 581. Serious and critical in France is 6,978. Recover 16,182 in France. 16,182 in France. Let's go now to China, which I have my own critical opinion on China because I think China has been lying about the numbers. China's numbers are not correct. So I don't believe anything that China's telling me or you. But either way, let's see the China numbers. China numbers are looking like this. In China, there's 83,000 total cases. So the cases never went down, never went lower than, never went higher than 100,000 according to China. But then again, maybe communism does work in those parts of the world because maybe communism, that's what they're trying to tell us, that communism defeated the virus by them basically lying about information, killing those that actually spoke out or arresting them and disappearing the doctors that basically warned the world early in time. A lot of doctors came out and warned us. There was a lot of there's only 74 new cases in China. According to China, there's only 74 new cases to them. So I don't know if y'all want to believe that, but guess what? We got to put the statistic here because that's the only thing we could cope with. But it's sad that we got to know the real information a little bit too late when it was actually affecting other countries because whatever new cases, this is astonishing that, like, how can I put 19,000 new cases for the United States and now I'm deleting that to put 74 new cases in China? That is disgusting. I mean, I don't want more deaths to nobody, but I don't think that's correct. I'm going to put an asterisk on it because that was given by the Communist Party, so we don't know if this is true. I think it's not true, but let's hope they want to continue the same line. Total deaths in China are 3,326. We have 9,000. The United States have 9,366 deaths. So a country that is 3 times bigger than us allegedly has this much little deaths. I don't know. I hear bullshit when I see things like that. They only had 3 new deaths yesterday. 3 new deaths in China. Oh, China. I was not born yesterday. Last time I checked. Let me see their percentage ratio. Percentage ratio in China is currently 399. This is getting me mad because they kind of lying. Like, these numbers don't look good at all. And if they are, like, it makes the whole world look stupid if we can. But then, like, these numbers are wrong, dude. Like, these numbers are so wrong. And because of these numbers, there's more blame to go to China for lying than to the politicians, because how can you control something if in your mind you had, well, this is not that bad because look at their population. But it's not really true. Like, they already say 77,000 people recover. And there was allegations that in China there was a lot of morgues. There was an uprise of sales of what's it called? Like things that they used to bury and stuff like that. So these are the China numbers. Take it as you want it. I still don't believe them. I feel like they're a bunch of liars, but that's the statistics that I have in BNO News. So let's go with them. In Iran, man, can you turn off the AC?
My apologies. I couldn't hear what you said.
She's sneezing. It was not me. Go get her, not me. Turkey, 27,069 cases. New cases, 3,135. Total death, 574. New deaths.
Music is more suitable for like your lottery winning numbers.
What? Death rate for Turkey right now is 2.12. Critical, 1,381, and recover, 1,042. Hey, you sneezing a lot, girl. Better be careful before FEMA come and pick you up. They'll,
Let me out.
nah, I'm not running you up. You're running yourself out. You better stop coughing so much.
Alright?
Somebody in the live stream might snitch on
Somebody
you.
will put an ankle bracelet on me, like people in Kentucky.
Well,
They have to wear ankle bracelets.
in Kentucky?
Mm-hmm. Those under quarantine not following orders are given ankle bracelets. This is our freedoms
Oh my God! What is? Look at this, Alice Jones. Um, Baby, can you bring me your charger? Not now. Whenever you got time.
Well, I was looking for the second charger and I couldn't find it.
Oh, not that charger. Not your phone charger. Your phone charger's right there.
Oh, it's just charger.
I'm talking about the computer. The computer's about to die.
So you don't want the mask? You're calling me Mary, you don't want the mask? You want to make your mask?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. What mask? What are we talking about? Are you not gonna do the mask with the Biggie Small thing that I told you?
I have the biggest small thing, but you just think it's too big for the mask.
No, I need you to do it with that so that could be the cover. I want my customized version. Can you please knit it with that? So let me see. Let's get back to the news. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Coronavirus now third leading cause of death. You see, it didn't have to go that way because for all those I don't want to know the first one. That's what non-believers did with this. It's just gonna be like the flu. It's just gonna be like the flu. So does it have to be this critical for you to believe that this was actually a real thing? No. Now you have people saying it's 5G. It's like, come on, dude. People are dying. Can you give it up a rest? Because what, you're gonna send the family of those that die into a whole conspiracy? Oh, look what's trending right now. Fire Fauci is trending right now. So there's a lot of idiots that are saying fire Fauci. The reason, I don't know why. I'm not even gonna talk about that right now because that's just ridiculous. How are you gonna fire Fauci? And Fauci has been a tremendous help for us right now. So.
Well, he just said that the coronavirus situation is not under control.
Well, if they don't like what they want to hear, that's not how it works. The coronavirus is.
That's how it works for
The coronavirus has become the third highest cause of death in the United States, according to a doctor's analysis of Centers for Disease Control, so the CDC, and Prevention CDC data. Maria Danilishev. Why are we believing somebody with that name?
Maria Delenishev.
Yeah, I don't believe that lady. Maria Delenishev of San Diego started coronavirus growth. Oh, this is blocked. I'm not reading. The analysis based on reports from a single day, assuming the rate of deaths remains the same or increase from now until the virus hits the projected apex towards the end of April. Heart disease is responsible for 1,774 U.S. deaths per day, and cancer causes 1,641 deaths per day. Wow. Each day, according to the CDC. The CDC data from 2017 show more than 647,000 people die from heart disease each year, while another 599,000 die from cancer. Accidents were third leading cause of deaths at the time, accounting for 169,000 deaths annually. President Trump and White House Coronavirus Task Force predicted Tuesday that between 100,000 and 240,000 people in America will die from the pandemic before it's through. With Trump and other officials reinforced the idea that people must maintain social distancing measures to lower the curve. We're going through a very, very tough 2 weeks, and then hopefully we're going to start seeing some real light at the end of the tunnel, Trump told reporters in the White House briefing room. As a nation, we face difficult few weeks as we approach that really important day when we're going to see things get better. All of a sudden, he added, our strength will be tested and our endurance will be tried, but America will answer with love and courage and ironclad resolve. The U.S. reached its first 1,000 deaths from the coronavirus Thursday, and total growth is speeding substantially. As of Wednesday, more than 4,100 people have died from COVID-19 in the U.S., with more than 44,000 deaths from the virus worldwide, according to Johns Hopkins University data. So, wow. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe less people are dying right now because there's less cars on the road. So, people die every day, B. Famous words from Dipset, Cameron. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but coronavirus shut down idle 29% of U.S. economy. At least 1/4 of U.S. economy has suddenly gone idle amid coronavirus. So according to Market Watch, at least 1/4 of the U.S. economy. First, let's see.
Economy has suddenly gone idle amid the coronavirus pandemic, an unprecedented shutdown of commerce that has darkened stores from Manhattan to Gilbert County, Colorado. An analysis conducted for the Wall Street Journal shows the study by the economic analysis firm Moody's Analytics offers one of the most comprehensive looks yet at how much of the world's largest economy has shut down in the past 3 weeks, and which states and regions are being slammed the hardest. While the full extent of the economic damage won't be apparent for years to come, the abrupt halt of commerce caused by state-imposed closures has never occurred on such a wide scale, economists say. Moody's analyzed every county in the U.S. and the composition of its industries to estimate how government orders to reduce activity have likely affected output. As successive states have imposed such orders, the impact has grown. 41 states have ordered at least some businesses to close to reduce the spread of the coronavirus, according to Moody's. Restaurants, universities, gyms, movie theaters, public parks, boutiques and millions of other non-essential businesses have shut off the lights as a result. The upshot: U.S. daily output has fallen roughly 29% compared with the first week of March, just before the spate of closures, the analysis shows. Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics, doesn't believe the 29% drop in daily output will be sustained over a quarter. If it did, gross domestic product would fall at a roughly 75% annual rate in the second quarter. Mr. Zandi believes many counties will reopen before the summer and projects a 30% annualized decline in second quarter GDP. Most economists expect output to pick back up this summer or in the fall as states reopen and virus cases drop. But the magnitude of the drop in daily output, however long it lasts, is staggering. Annual output fell 26% between 1929 and 1933. During the Great Depression, Commerce Department data show quarterly output fell almost 4% between late 2007 and mid-2009, the last recession. The shutdowns are concentrated in the most populous counties, which produce a disproportionate share of the nation's goods and services. 8 in 10 U.S. counties are under lockdown orders, according to Moody's, but they represent nearly 96% of national output. This is a natural disaster, Mr. Zandi said. There's nothing in the Great Depression that is analogous to what we're experiencing now. The analysis almost certainly underestimates the total hit because it looks only at the lost output caused by the abrupt closure of businesses to date. It doesn't consider how much output will be further lost due to additional demand-side drops from higher unemployment and the loss of household wealth on household and business spending. Moody's estimated the impact on industries not explicitly closed by government orders, such as home construction, by using figures from industry analysts. For example, Moody's estimates that close to 90% of the hotel industry is shut down nationwide, while only 10% of financial services output is shut down. The current economic crisis is unlike past crises such as the 2007-09 recession, which was caused in large part by a massive run-up in household and business debt and the housing crash. That recession began with what is known as a demand-side shock, the loss of household wealth and income that led to decreased spending, which eventually harmed the supply side, or businesses. This time, the reverse is occurring. The supply side, businesses, are closing first, which is in turn hurting households. Mr. Zandi said the best comparison to what the economy is going through right now is a massive earthquake or the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, when airlines temporarily stopped flying. In the days after the attacks, U.S. output dropped by an estimated $111 billion in current dollars, Moody's estimates. By comparison, this year, in the roughly 3 weeks since the state-imposed closures due to the coronavirus outbreak, output has fallen. The analysis shows how the national economy is tied disproportionately to the fate of big metro areas. A tenth of the drop in national daily output is tied to just 3 counties: Los Angeles, New York County, which comprises Manhattan, and Cook County, LLL, home of Chicago. In Los Angeles County, daily output has fallen 35% due to business closures. In Manhattan, it is down 25%. In Cook County, 30%. The closures in those 3 counties alone have reduced daily national GDP by 10%. Harris County, Texas, home of Houston, has posted a 27% drop. But smaller counties are also being hit. Gilpin County, Colorado, a tourist destination with a population of 6,200, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, has posted the nation's biggest drop in output, 70%. But the decline only translates to 0.01% of the national drop. Some counties haven't been affected as state leaders resist forcing businesses to close. Mr. Zendi's analysis assumes Iowa counties, for example, have had no closures. A separate analysis by Economic Innovation Group, a think tank, shows that in the tri-state region of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, the slowdown is being driven largely by two industries, real estate and retail. In some industries, including food services like restaurants and bars, as well as arts and entertainment, output has fallen by 3/4. The analysis relied on industry surveys, reports, and economic models. I don't think we've ever had a parallel experiment before, said Canon Fickery, Economic Innovation Group's research head. Even in wartime, you're allocating resources elsewhere. Here we are reducing the volume exchange that makes up the U.S. economy. The business closures will ultimately hurt the demand side of the economy, which in turn will further dent output. The most significant evidence of that, thus far, is layoffs. Roughly 10 million people applied for first-time unemployment benefits in the 2 weeks through March 28th, according to Labor Department figures, shattering previous records. Those workers could ultimately pull back on spending, in turn further hurting other businesses that remain open. The U.S. lost 701,000 jobs in March, the Labor Department said Friday, the biggest one-month decline since early 2009. Most of those jobs were in restaurants and bars, though employment fell broadly, including in hotels, construction, state government, healthcare, and retail.
Whoa, breaking news. A tiger. Forget. Now, let's not say what I was going to say, but a tiger in the Bronx has tested positive for COVID-19. A tiger in the Bronx Zoo has been tested positive. I'm going to have to close this live stream and start a new live stream just for those cats. Let's talk about those.
Oh my God, the cat's not immune to it.
So, this is very breaking news. Breaking
Oh my God,
news.
this is so disappointing.
I know.
The cats are not immune to this shit. No, neither chimpanzees. They're also not immune.
Well, chimpanzees are like us.
Yes, but cats now? What is next? Dogs? Oh my God. And how we treat them? We can barely figure out how to treat ourselves. And they can't speak. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed. I'm so upset.
So, guys, if you're in the live stream right now, I'm gonna have to log on again, because we got breaking news. A tiger in the Bronx have tested positive for the COVID-19. That's breaking news, because if a tiger's doesn't have the immune system, what about my kitty cat? So, and you know how right now, if COVID-19 would have been happening in Africa, nobody would have cared. If it would, when it was happening in China, nobody really cared. As soon as it hit Europe, it was like, whoa, my grandmother's from Sicilia. She was actually there, and she told me it was true. So, wow.
Oh, this is really bad news.
This is really, really bad news. I might have to log off on you guys. I know we have a few people live right now. Appreciate that. But in the meantime,
So wait a minute, how did the tiger get the test?
hold on, wait. We gotta read the.
besides the point that I'm sorry about the cats being sick. And who sneezed at that tiger? Was the person taking care of the tiger not wearing a mask? Well, make your own mask, bitch. Don't get tigers sick. Wow. That's really upsetting. I thought it was just that one cat in Norway, but I guess Spain must be a bit sick too.
So we're gonna cut off this live stream because we're gonna start a new live stream. We're gonna talk about the beautiful cat in the Bronx that have acquired COVID-19. We gotta make a report about that, you know? It's a freaking cat, a beautiful cat. So let's read about this cat. How do you share this?
No, poor cat. Are you sure this is the same strain as our coronavirus? Because cats and dogs.
Can I read it first? Can you like? We don't know. Let's read. Let's read. Said I was gonna start a live stream. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Missy.